Hey, Shalom Michelle. When it started off, it's all about giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honors to you, brothers doing the work in truth, while sincerity. Just want to start, just touch on this one. This one's really inspired from, Tony Blair. It's basically like he lives not too far from, I won't get into what you call all the specifics, but he lives not too far away from from my workplace. And if I take a different route, like if I look down a road, you can see like what you call it, a bunch of armed cops right outside the building, right? And that's his building, that's where he lives, right? I was just thinking, I was like, man, hey, this man's basically could have gone away with mass murder, man, right? Him and Bush, but this is useful for you, right? This is his what do you call it? This is his world, right? And hey, he's gotten away with it, right? But what he's not considered is that he's been judged he's been judged, right? That's the point of this video, right? And all these heathens, all these people that think they've gotten away with it, right? They've not gotten away with it. They've been judged, man, right? He can laugh about it with his Edomite friends. And the Meraki's, ha ha ha, whatever, what have you, right? But the God of the universe, right? He's got a punishment waiting for what do you call it, for Tony Blair, right, and the likes, right? In fact, let me grab this real quick. In Psalms. Well, it's Psalms 149, and I'll start from 6, man. 5. I'll start from 5, right? It says Psalms 149, 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and the two-edged sword in their hand, right? It's just talking about, the children of Israel, right? The elect, right? Hey, we gonna have these heathens in chains, man. The kings of these heathens at that as well, right? It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute judgment, to execute upon them the judgment written. Right, this honor have all his saints, praise ye Yahweh. Right? And who are the saints? Right, Israel. Right, so this honor have the Israelites, man. Right, so all Israel, right, gonna have the honor of having these heathens in subjection. Right, obviously there's order to it, right, but all these heathens are gonna be under the children of Israel, right? So it says to execute upon them the judgment written, right? And hey, and that's why I said these Edomites, they think they've gotten away with it, right? Tony Blair, like I said, he'll be laughing with his Edomite pals, right? Thinking, yeah, whatever, what have you, right? But God, the Most High, has judged them, man, right? And after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and hardcore slavery, right? That if you're an Edomite, you're going to be destroyed pursuant to Obadiah 118. Right? Why? Because you've done wickedly in the world, right? And you ain't received the recompense for it as yet, right? This is Galatians 6 and 7. It says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap, right? Hey, so if you sow wickedness, you're going to reap wickedness, right? It's just the laws of the universe, right? Hey, you look at the children of Israel, we've done wickedly, therefore we got punished for it. Right? If you read Amos, the 3rd chapter, it says, you only have of the nations have I loved, roughly paraphrasing, therefore you only will love, therefore I will punish you, right? Because the Lord loved us and we did wickedly, so the Lord punished us, right? Now, with these heathen nations, what they've done, they've touched the apple of the Lord's eye, right? They've touched the apple of the Lord's eye, and then they've, what do you call it? And they think they've gotten away scot-free, right? In fact, let me grab that real quick. Right? This is Jeremiah 49 and 12. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Right? So it says, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. That's talking about the children of Israel. Right? We drunk. And that cup is, referencing slavery. Right? And it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished. Right? These Edomites think they ain't going to have to pay Right, and that's the thing. What you call, that's the thing with these devils, man. Right? They believe they're exempt from the rule of punishment, man. Right? They think they're exempt from the rule of you reap what you sow. Right? Because when we talk to them and tell them about their wickedness, right? Then they start getting all antsy and pantsy, right? They start, feeling a type of way, right? But it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished, thou shalt not go unpunished. But it's the Lord saying, oh, what you think you're going away with it? Right? These Edomites think, if they say, we gave you welfare, we freed the slaves, but you put them in slavery, right? You put them in slavery, right? If they try to use them arguments, but to basically try to absolve themselves of blame, but they're not going to be absolved. That's what the Lord is saying here. He's saying, no, you ain't going to go unpunished, right? You shall surely drink of it, that cup of slavery, right? And they go and drink good, right? Because we go and have that spiritual power when they drink, right? This is Isaiah 13:11. I'll punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. Right, and that will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Right, and who's the most proud? Right, these Edomites. Right, they've exalted themselves as if they are the most high. Right, which is why they do what they do. Which is why literally they'll speak and everyone will listen. Right, if he was to come out and say something different, the whole world would just be like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool. Oh, so you was wrong about that all this time, but okay, fair enough. Well, now I believe your new thing." Right. It says, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, right? It says, Job 34:22, there is no darkness, nor shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves, right? Yes, so there's no darkness, no shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. The scriptures say, the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Right, and ultimately, if you want to, get technical, the Lord is really the one that made you do anything anyway, right? So you might, try hide wickedness, you might try to do something in secret, right, with your Illuminati, whatever, what have you. But ultimately, it's the Lord, one, right, that put it in your mind to do it, and two, that allowed you to do it, right? Which is why there's going to come an appointed time when you ain't going to be able to do anything that you're doing. This is Job 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, and the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right, so Lord, the Most High knows just how long Esau is going to be powerful, right? The Lord knows, what do you call it? How much he's going to be allowed to do, right? To feel. Grab this in Job 20. It was Job 20:23 says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right. So when Esau is about to accomplish his new world order, right, when he's about to do that which he hath purposed, right, then the Lord's gonna come and be like, nah, you ain't gonna do it, right? Because ultimately it's the Most High that rules in the kingdom of men, right? Pursuant to Daniel's, right? It's the Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, right? So these guys, they be all up in them, in their meeting rooms, doing, all odious works of witchcraft, right? To fulfill their agenda. And, they think they ain't gonna have to pay for the wickedness that comes out of these meetings, right? Because hey, with Iraq, they did some wickedness, man. They created a lie, and then they went and killed the whole of the people, and no one bats an eyelid. And like I said, and it's not even fact, no one bats an eyelid. Everyone knows it was for oil. Yet this devil has armed security guards, man, right outside of his house, right? So he can be protected. But what about all the millions of Iraqis, that they know nothing about anything and they're dead, right? And like I said, the point is, right? Hey, good for Tony Blair, right? Because hey, the way the Lord's gonna judge him, right? He gonna wish he had an easier way out, right? You can't just go around doing wickedness like that and not have a recompense for it. Right? But that's the nature of these Edomites. These Edomites think that they can just do whatever it is that they want to do and get away with it, right? Like I said, rather as I quoted, the scripture says, speaks about their pride, right? To think that something that has happened, and his law, the universe, right, doesn't apply to you. That's pride, man, right? You think you're a god, right? It's Malachi 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, right? So woe is going into destruction, right? So destruction to them that devise iniquity, right? And the whole going into Iraq, for oil under false pretenses, that's iniquity, man, right? And what evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Yeah, and it is in the power of their hands because, what do you call it? Because who's going to deal with them? Well, are goat herders in Iraq gonna, stop, those bombs that raining from the sky? No, right? Right now, they're the power of the world, right? They're the hammer of the earth, right? Yeah, think about it. The Lord is more powerful, right? So the Lord's got who's gonna take them off their power seat, right? It says verse 2 says, and they covered fields, right? In Iraq, they coveted Iraq, man. Right, they saw it. They saw that there was oil there, and then they made up false pretenses. Right, and thing is, deep down, everybody knows. Right, everybody knows it was about oil. It's like how everyone knows that Venezuela has oil, and then now all of a sudden because if they really cared about human rights, right, then why haven't they stopped the war in Yemen? Everyone knows that it's mainly civilians that's dying, right? But it's because they don't care about people. They just covered fields. They covered money, man, right? It says, and take them by violence, and was not how they took a right by violence. Right? It says, in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. Right? It says Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, right? His philosophies, right? He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? What the hell was it? Were American-led NATO troops? As the news reports it. Why the hell were they in Iraq and Afghanistan in the first place? Hey, why were the Russians there? Because ultimately they're Edomites as well, right? Why were they there? Right? He says he is a proud man, right? As I was saying, speaking about his pride, right? He is a proud man, right? Neither keepeth at home. Once, like I said, why was he there? Who enlargeth his desire as hell, right? And is as death and cannot be satisfied, right? Which is why he will go around and just bomb places and overthrow governments wherever there's natural resources. That's in this man's DNA, right? In fact, I'll read this in verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright. Right? Yeah, because he can't have enough. He is as death. Right? It says, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Right? Ecclesiastes 8:11 says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right? And even as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about the flip of this, right? Hey, because you get no, I won't go into that right now. Right, but it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, right, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So you start they start thinking, look, oh shit, I got away with that. Oh, cool, I'm gonna carry on. So like when you was young, right? What would you call it? You may have your dad may have a drink that he didn't want you to have a taste of, so you might have just poured yourself a little bit, you might filled it up with water, right? And then your dad clocked. Dad was like, oh, okay, he thinks he's smart, right? Cool. And you just like, shit, I got away with it. Okay, cool. And then what happened? You try and do it again, and you think, oh shit, yeah, okay, cool, I can get away with this. Then you make it a habitual pattern. Like these time, you don't know that your dad knows you're doing it all along, and then one day he just comes and beats you, man. Right? He comes and beats you and says, look, I knew you were doing that. Well, you think you're smart. Right? And that's what really these people are doing to the Lord. Right? Because the Lord hasn't shown himself, the Lord hasn't punished these people, right? for the wickedness that they're doing. They don't fear, right? Therefore, they just carry on doing their evil, right? Well, you think if people, and that's why the scriptures, whenever you got punished as it, like, when you got stoned or whatever, right? You got stoned in public so that the rest of the congregation may fear. Like when that Israelitish, what was it that Israelitish, what do you call that? Was it the Egyptian with the Israelitish woman, right? Based in the Old Testament, the Geese that blaspheme the name of the Lord, I believe it was an Egyptian with the Israelitish mum, right? Hey, that was summary execution. He blasphemed, went to trial, and he got stoned, he got killed. Right now, you see that, then immediately you're like, okay, cool, I can't do that, Right? Yeah, you see people, taking the piss out of the Most High, or taking the piss out of His Son, right? Nothing's happening to them. No, so then they'll just do it again and again and again, right? But then they gonna come a time when the Lord is gonna visit these people, man. Right, the Lord's gonna say, oh, well, hey, well, you put some respect on my name, man. Right? But let me end with this. Verily. This is Isaiah 45:15. Verily thou art a power that hidest thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior. Right? So these people gonna be like, look, man, the Lord, you've been hiding yourself, man. Right? Because the Lord's going, the Lord's going to send out His angels in that day, man. Ain't going to be a lot of death. Well, you're going to see the chariots. Well, you're going to see the destruction. Right? And then everyone going to remember that the Lord had His men on them street corners telling the people that these things were going to happen. And they didn't listen. Right? So, yeah, that's all I got. And until next time, I'm going to say shalom.